Good morning, students. Here, Nilaman from SKM Public School. Students, today I am going to teach you chapter number 3, that is Olympic movement. Today, so our topic is Olympic movement. In this chapter, students, you will learn about ancient and modern Olympic, summer and winter Olympic symbol, ideals, objectives, and values, International Olympic Committee, Indian Olympic Association, Dronacharya Award, Arjuna Award, and Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna Award, organizational setup of CBSE Sports and Chacha Nehru Sports Award. So here today our first topic is Olympic movements. So the goal of the Olympic movement is to contribute to building a peaceful and better world by educating youth through sport practiced without discrimination or any kind, in a spirit of friendship, solidarity, and fair. Olympic movement is a term which provides us with the understanding of the development of Olympic Games since their beginning to the present. It points towards the efforts which were undertaken to start the ancient Olympic Games and after a long gap. The modern Olympic Games, in fact, Olympic movement can be understood well if we come to know about ancient as well as modern Olympic Games in detail. So, ancient Olympic Games started in Olympia Valley in 776 BC. Hercules and god Zeus is associated with Olympics. Olympic Games are held every 4 years. In ancient Olympics, sacred rituals were there like offering prayers, animal sacrifice, oath and declaration. Then competitive events like running, wrestling, throws, chariot and horse races. And this was banned by King Theodosius in 394 AD. So, when and how did the ancient Olympic Games begin? There is no authentic information or definite fact about their origin, but there are various tales about the origin of these games in ancient Greek stories. According to the available information in history, the first ancient Olympic Games started in Olympia Valley in 776 BCE. This is believed that the natives of the Olympia adored Zeus as their god. Once Zeus appeared on the ground of Olympia, owing to his fearful anger, the land split. Then, to pacify Zeus, people constructed a magnificent temple in the valley and started the tradition of offering sacrifice. Later on, Hercules, the son of Zeus, started the games and sports in the honor of his father. According to another story, here Augeas, the king of Elis, gave the responsibility to clean the vast stables as a punishment to Hercules for his misdeeds. Hercules placed a condition before King Augeas that if he completes his punishment as well as keep his promise, then King Augeas will have to give 10th part of his animal property. So the king agreed. Hercules succeeded in turning the flow of the Alpheus river towards the stables, and automatically the stables became clean. But the king did not keep his words. After that, Hercules killed King Augeas and became the king. Hercules decided to pay penance for the crime committed, and he organized Olympic Games for the first time. Another interesting tale is prevalent about the origin of an ancient Olympic Games. The Greeks listened to it with keen interest. According to it, on the banks of the Alpheus River, there was a well-established kingdom named Elis. Hippodamia, the daughter of King here, Ornemus, was extraordinarily beautiful. For her marriage, the king placed a condition. According to this condition, she was to be married to the person who would be able to kidnap her. 13 youths, one by one, tried to kidnap her but failed. All the youths were murdered mercilessly by the king. After that, a youth named Pelops came from Elis. He was a cunning and brave young man in comparison to other youths. He made the charioteers his intimate friend and made them and he made the charioteer his intimate friend and made him remove the axle from the chariot of the king before the beginning of the race. Pelops, along with Hippodamia, started running his chariot. The king followed him in his chariot. When the king's chariot was about to reach the chariots of Pelops, his chariot's wheel came off. Not only was his chariot broken into pieces, but his neck was also cut. Thus, Pelops not only got Hippodamia but also the kingdom. It is said that to commemorate his dual success, Pelops started these games with religious rituals. There are also some other stories. According to another story, wrestling took place between the gods and goddesses to assert their rights on this earth. This wrestling took place between Zeus and Coronos, in which Zeus became the winner. To celebrate the victory, the game and sports were started. In ancient Olympics, awards were given like respect and honor, food grains and animals, olive leaves crown, statues of winners, poems in praise of winners, and rules for competitions were Greeks and Hellenic race. Competitors stayed in Olympia 1 month before. Women not allowed to see and participate. Only amateurs, players, savages and convicted persons were not allowed. So rules were competitor must be only a Greek, completely from a Hellenic race and must be physically fit. Savages and punished persons were not allowed to participate in these games. The competitors had to stay in Olympia for 1 month before the beginning of Olympic Games. They had to take an oath that they had already taken the training for 10 months in their state. Women were not allowed to participate in competitions or see these games. For participation in games, participants had to practice for 1 month. Only amateur sports persons could participate in these games and not the professionals. Then modern Olympics. The credit to start the modern Olympic Games goes to Pierre Baron de Coubertin of France. Coubertin was born in Paris on 1st January 1862. His family members wanted him to join the army, so he joined the Sainik Academy. But after some time, he left it and started studying political science. Having studied political science, he came to know about the national and international problems. He thought national and international problems could easily be solved through Olympic Games. It was here Coubertin's dream to restart the ancient Olympic Games at world level. For this purpose, he called a meeting of various countries in 1893. Some countries like Italy, Greece, Spain, and Sweden were in favor of commencing these games, whereas rest of the countries opposed it. Again, on 16 June 1894, a meeting of 13 countries was held in Paris in which 75 representatives participated. It was presided over by Coubertin, and it was resolved that sports competitions should be held every fourth year on the lines of Greek Olympic Games, and every nation should be invited to participate. After much endeavor, Coubertin succeeded in enlisting worldwide support, and the first modern Olympic Games were held in Athens in 1896. In the 1896 Athens Olympic Games, the first modern Olympic Games, only 9 countries participated. The number gradually increased, and in the 1972 Munich, West Germany Olympic Games, 122 countries participated. These Olympics could not be held during the two world wars. So Baron Pierre de Coubertin of France, founder of modern Olympics, revived in 1896 in Athens. 9 countries participated in Athens. No Olympic Games in 1916, 1940 and 1944, and these were not played due to what? Due to two world wars. During two world wars, 215 countries participated in 2012 Olympics. Then Olympic symbols. Olympic motto. Olympic motto comprises 3 Latin words: Citius, Altius, Fortius, which means faster. Citius means faster, Altius higher, and Fortius stronger, respectively. The motto was coined by a French educator, Father Didon, in 1895. So motto of Olympic is faster, higher and stronger. Then Olympic symbols are there. Olympic flag. It was created in 1913, hosted first time at Antwerp Olympic game in 1920. Made of white silk containing 5 interlaced colored rings to show the universality of Olympism. 6 colors of the flag represent all nations. All nations. So Olympic flag was created in 1913 at the suggestion of Baron de Coubertin. It was first solemnly inaugurated in Paris in June 1914, but it was hosted for the first time in the Olympic Stadium at the Antwerp Olympic Games, which were held in 1920. Olympic flag is made of white silk and contains 5 interlocking rings or circles in 5 colors representing 5 continents of the world. Like America, Europe, Australia, Asia and Africa. The 5 rings have different colors: yellow, green, red, blue and black. The interlocking of rings or circles symbolizes cooperation and friendship. Then IOC states about the rings. The 5 rings represent the 5 continents. They are interlaced to show the universality of Olympism and a meeting of athletes of the world during the Olympic Games. On the Olympic flag, the rings appear on a white background. Combined in this way, the 6 colors of the flag: blue, yellow, black, green, red and white. represent all nations. It is a misconception, therefore, to believe that each of the colors corresponds to a certain continent. Then other Olympic symbol is Olympic flame. Olympic flame symbolizes friendship between people with the torch relay traveling through different countries. First torch relay took place in 1936 games in Berlin. The lightning flame is lit in Olympia some months prior the games and can only be lit by sun rays. This can be lit only by sun rays, not with the help of matchbox. The new torch is created every time. Each relay runner carries his or her own torch. Flame is passed from runner to runner, can't be extinguished en route. So Olympic flame is symbol of knowledge, life and happiness. It is also symbolizes peace. This flame or torch is lighted or kindled in Olympic village of Greece, and it is carried by the runners to the place where the Olympic Games are going to be organized. During this process, it keeps burning. At the end of the closing ceremony of these games, this flame is extinguished. Then this is Olympic flame. Continued. The relay route. This flame is carried by relay from Olympia to the host city. The relay route of flame inspires and motivates people across the country. Then Olympic awards. The Olympic awards, first 3 positions holders are awarded gold, silver and bronze medals and a certificate. The next 5 position holders are awarded certificates only. Olympic oath. For this Olympic awards, the first, second and third position holders are awarded with gold, silver and bronze medals and a certificate respectively. The next 5 position holders are also awarded with certificates only. Then Olympic oath. It was written by Baron de Coubertin. The oath is taken by an athlete from the host nation while holding a corner of the Olympic flag. The athlete's oath was first taken by Belgian fencer Victor Boyn at the 1920s Antwerp Games. So during the opening of the Olympic Games, oath taking ceremony is held by the athletes who assemble in the sports stadium. A representative of the host country come forward holding the flag. The flag bearers of the competing nations also take up their positions. The representative takes oath on the behalf of all the athletes who raise their right arm and repeat the oath after him or her. The oath is like that: we swear that we will take part in the Olympic Games in loyal competition, respecting the regulations which govern them and desirous of participating in them in the true spirit of sportsmanship, for the honor of our country and for the glory of sports. So this is the Olympic oath. I promise that we shall take part in these Olympic Games respecting and abiding by the rules that govern them in the true spirit of sportsmanship, for the glory of sport and honor of our teams. Then Olympic ideals. The important things in the Olympics is not to win but to take part in the true sportsman spirit. Another important thing in life is not to triumph, not to win but to struggle. Olympic objectives are there. There are also some rules for competitors: opening ceremony of Olympic Games, closing ceremony of Olympic Games. So there are some objectives of Olympics. It's to generate sense of loyalty, brotherhood and team spirit among the participants, to bring the attention of world community to the values of physical education, to bring attention towards competitive sports, to develop a spirit of international understanding and goodwill, to promote amateurism among sportsmen, to remove the barriers of caste, creed, religion and color, to inculcate the idea that sports is a pastime and not an activity for material gains. So this is a presentation by Neelam Jain. Students, I have taught you about here Olympic motto, Olympic flag, Olympic flame, Olympic awards, Olympic oath, and there are also some rules for competitors in the Olympics. All males and females can participate in Olympic Games if they are amateur, but nowadays professionals are also allowed to participate in some of the sports. These sports persons are sent by their National Olympic Committee. No sports person can participate in these games without the approval as well as recommendation of National Olympic Committee. Opening ceremony of the Olympic Games. First of all, Olympic torch or flame is lit through sun rays in Olympic village, Greece, and it is brought to that city where the Olympic Games are going to be held. The president or prime minister declares the games open in the stadium. Before this process, all the sports persons take part in the march past and they take oath. Later on, recreational and cultural programs are organized. Olympic flag is hosted and Olympic flame of the stadium is kindled by the torch. Then closing ceremony of the Olympic Games. Sports person from all the countries assemble in the stadium for closing ceremony. The mayor of that city and the president of the managing committee escort the president of the International Olympic Committee to the stadium. He or she declares the games closed. After that, Olympic flag is lowered and it is given to the mayor of the city. Various cultural programs are organized. The Olympic flame is extinguished. At last, the games come to an end with the Olympic song. So this is the presentation by Neelam Jain. Thank you, students. Stay alert, stay healthy, mask yourself, take proper care. Thank you. God bless all of us.